today we'll be looking into project management. I believe all participants of the TiC Summit are already working on their projects, and this course will help them to better improve the way they work with their team members to execute their project. So, what is project management? I would define project management as it is the act of planning, controlling, and executing a project. So, now when we talk of project management involves four key steps, which are initiating, planning, executing, and closure. Now, when we come under the initiating step, this is where the idea is being developed. So now, when you develop this idea to build a project or maybe a software, what first of all should you do? One, you should carry out a feasibility study. A feasibility study is like you are looking, what is the problem and how possibly can I solve this problem? From carrying out the feasibility study, you identify the scope. How can this project be realistic? What is needed for this project to be realistic? What time is needed for this project to be realistic? Now you look at identify the solution. Now you have carried out the feasibility study, which you are identifying the problem. So what solution can you provide for that problem? You identify the solutions. Now you identify the project stakeholders. Who are the people being affected by the problem you are trying to solve? And then from there you can develop a business canvas, which we already did that. And then after the initiative step, we go now to planning. I define planning as an organized way of thinking. So under the planning step, we have creating a project plan. A project plan will help you to see how your project will run like. Now, when you create a project plan, you also have to create what we call a workflow diagram. The workflow diagram is like you are partitioning your work from planning, maybe by on paper, you go to execution of the diagram, maybe on your machine. If you are doing an electronic project, you do that on Proteus. From Proteus, you could go to Arduino coding, where you are doing your coding. So now that is the workflow of your project. Now from there, you estimate your budget. What are the components you'll be using throughout your project? Estimate the cost of the project. Are you going in for a resistor, a relay, capacitor, all of that? You estimate the budget. Now gathering resources. What other resources do you need? Maybe you are building an electronic project that you need maybe cartons to cover the project. You need maybe plants. Gather these resources. It will help you under your planning. Then anticipate risk. There is no project where risk cannot occur. You could now look at what are the possible problems that could cause you not to submit a final pitch video for the TiC Summit, and you try to see how you can fight those challenges. Now you go to project kickoff meeting. You make sure you and your team members have a meeting together to see how you can kick off with your project. Now we go under the executing step. Under the executing step, you have to create tasks. Maybe you are working on a hospital management software. You make sure that this person is taking the task of building the interface, the other person is taking the task of building the database, another person is taking the task of working on the back end. So you create different tasks. From creating the tasks, you brief team members on tasks. If you are the group leader, you brief your team members that you are building the interface. The interface is the appearance, the front end. You are building the database. This is where our information will be stored. You are building the back end. This is where the metrics and all of the calculations are done. Then from there, communication with team members is very important. You could create a WhatsApp group where you communicate on daily basis to know the progress of each group member. Monitoring quality of work. You people can meet together, you look at what you have done, you see the quality of what has been done, and then it will help you to improve your project and better manage your project. Managing of budget. Remember that you had estimated budget, and now you are managing budget. You could be building a project where maybe on your circuit, one resistor could solve a problem where maybe on your estimate, two resistors were put in that place. So you can estimate or you can manage by using one resistor to solve that problem. Now closure. This is where your project is now coming to an end. Now you have analyzing project. You analyze your project, you see how far you have gone. Then you can now analyze maybe the team performance. How were your performance? Was it good? Was it bad? You analyze all of that. Then you do documenting project. You could now do a write-up of your project. You maybe share it on your Facebook page for other people to share, and maybe you have customers, or you maybe have people who call you to install such projects in their houses or maybe in their health institutions. Then accounting for used and unused budget. Remember that you are planned, you are estimated budget, managed budget, and at the end of the day, you should account for what you finally used to carry out your project, because maybe during your final pitch video, maybe if you are called up, they could ask how much could be needed to realize this very project. So you should be able to tell the person the exact amount. And finally, evaluation. You could do a self-evaluation, or the evaluation will be done by the TiC judges at the end of the day. So if you follow these 4 steps, I'm very sure you'll come up with a good project. And I think from here, if you have any other complaints, you can drop them on our WhatsApp group, where we all are participating, and will help you with possible solutions. Thank you.